All right, y'all, I made some progress on the door panel tonight. I got the top section wrapped. So let me show you so you can get a better idea. This is the driver's door. So what I did was this piece, I took this piece back out. I unscrewed it, it unscrews back there. And I took this piece out, I got a bolt right there, but that came out and a bolt right there. I took this whole piece section out. So I wrapped that section separate. So the armrest is factory wrapped, but I wrapped this piece here and I put the Landau foam on and I wrapped that separate. Don't worry about those wrinkles up there. That's gonna be tucked up underneath this area right there and it gets screwed in from the bottom, so you'll never see it. This didn't turn out bad. It's got a little imperfections. Those are the bolts coming through the bottom that secures that to the backer board. So, I mean, you can kind of see that a little bit, but for what it is, it's all right for me. Like I said, this never was gonna be perfect because I'm still learning and all of that. So I did that last night. Tonight I came in and I wrapped this section right here. Is what you'll see. That wood that comes all the way around, this whole top piece here, and that wood that goes down with this section here that the handle is in. So what I did was I cut me one big piece, I stretched it all out on there, and I started wrapping from this side. So I seen some videos, guys use wax paper. So I went to the little Dollar Tree down the street, got me a thing of these wax paper sheets. So you spray your whole panel, you spray your whole piece of fabric, and then you put wax paper down on the parts that you don't want. Because once that contact adhesive, you got to spray both parts. So the bottom piece and the material, you're spraying both sides. And once it touches together, it's stuck. Like it's hard, you'll start ripping stuff. So they use that wax paper to put down. So as you're rolling it over and you're working it, heating it up, working it, you can steady move your wax paper back so that you don't get some contact with each other in a spot that you don't want it yet. So that's what I did. So you see I have it's wrinkly right here. So that's not wrinkles. What happened, my first idea was I was going to put the white Landau foam I showed you guys over this whole area, over the wood and over all of this together. And I was going to cover that with the Landau foam. And then it was just kind of creating, when I tried it was kind of creating like a little headache. It wasn't wanting to lay down in the curves as good as I thought it would and everything. So I ended up scratching that idea and I went straight on over the foam, the plastic, everything with the material. So these, what looks like wrinkles is really not wrinkles. Is what it is that's the imperfections in the foam. So the foam is inside of this area right here. And maybe if I would have took some sandpaper and tried to like feather it out a little bit more, I might have got some of them wrinkles out, but it is what it is. I got it under there. So I made a few mistakes. The first dumb mistake I made, the heat gun gets real hot. The tip of the heat gun gets real hot. So I was over here heating the spot up and I set the heat gun down and it tipped over and it burned a little spot right there. You can see it, you know, it is what it is. It ain't all the way through, but it's just a little imperfection. The other thing is on these corners right here on the edges, I really didn't know like how to do it. I tried to like stretch it and pull it and twist it and it just kept wrinkling up on me. So ultimately I just cut it and I wrapped this all the way down. So all of this is covered up. All of these pieces are wrapped underneath as well as all of that. And that over there, it's all tucked up underneath and wrapped or glued. And I had the excess on the edges, so I couldn't do nothing. I just tried to fold it over and stapled it up underneath of there. So it's kind of tacky, but I mean, it is what it is. It's decent for me. I'm happy with it. It was never gonna be perfect, like I said, but same thing on this side. I just kind of just folded it over. Like, I guess once you start learning, you learn the little tricks of the trade or whatever. I'll eventually maybe learn a better way to do that, or if I find some more videos. So anyway, like I was telling you guys, this piece is gonna go in there. That piece will go in there like that. And of course it tucks up underneath there. So all of them screw holes screw from the bottom. Then bolts go down through there to hold it secure. Then my passenger window switch will be in that area. So then I'm left with these gaps right here. I know I keep turning the phone, but I'm trying to give y'all the best angle I can without. So I had these gaps. So I see a lot of guys building speaker boxes and like little custom interior pieces, and they like pre-mold these metal mesh. So I went to Home Depot and I found this. Some of this mesh is pretty expensive. but I actually found this is for gutters. This goes inside of your gutter, and it's just a thin mesh. Of course, I would paint it black, but it's just a little thin mesh, and it keeps the leaves out of your gutter. So these was like $2.50, $3 a piece. So I grabbed a couple of them, and I also grabbed, they had these plastic ones too, and it's kind of like a mesh looking plastic right here. And it's like real flimsy. And I grabbed both of those. And of course, either one I go with, I'm thinking more with the metal mesh, but I'm gonna look at them both. But of course, they would be painted black. But my idea is to take the mesh, and because I couldn't come up with a solution for these gaps. I didn't want to just roll my material down and like cover it up and then like staple it, because then you would have seen all of the staples and that would have been real tacky. Like, of course, you're gonna see this little areas over here on the edge, like I said, but overall, I didn't want a whole bunch of staples being shown. So I'm thinking about cutting the mesh once I paint it black and putting the mesh right here all the way around. So it's gonna cover this whole gap up right here with the black mesh, and it'll just give it kind of like a little different look. And the same thing on this side. Put the mesh inside of there, the black mesh. And I painted the board black because the original idea was I was gonna wrap inside of here with the black material. But I can't do that because I need all of these holes. These holes that you see are cut out is so that I can bolt that piece back into the actual structure of the door panel. So I painted that black. The mesh will be in there, all of that. And I'm thinking that I got the Flow Series light, like I told you guys, from the F-150 that my dude gave me. So that's gonna be in there like that. It switches the same colors like my wheel lights in the other video I showed you guys. So imagine this will be in there like this. And the only parts of the light that you're gonna see is very, very minimal. So it'll go something like that. And you'll just see very, very minimum parts of the light, but it'll be enough to light it up. Something like that right there. And I'm thinking about putting the mesh over the top of that whole panel back there, because I can cut the mesh and get it down in there. So it'll be the black mesh, so you won't see the whole LED strip in there. So that's my idea right now. It might change, but that's the reason why I painted the wood part of the door panel black, so it won't be so noticeable. But that's where I'm at. Like I said, I try to cover everything in the video. It's not perfect, but man, I'm happy with it. I got my door handle in there. It's not all the way down. The door handle screws in from the back side. I got screw holes back there too to put the door handle screws in. It screws in, so it'll be pulled tight. And overall, I'm happy with it. I mean, it came a long way from what it was. It kind of looks like a door panel now. Of course, it's not perfect, but hey, once it's in the truck and you know everything is in there, it's gonna blend together nice. You know, I'm sure I'll run into some upholstery guys that's gonna be like, oh my God, this looks like shit. But oh well, man, I'm still learning. So every time I do something, I learn a little bit more. Like I said, I could have maybe sanded that down a little bit, or somebody suggested I put a little body filler in there and try to make it smoother. I don't even know how to sand body filler, so I'm over here just trying to figure it out myself. So I'm gonna do this door panel the same way. I ran out of the black material. I thought I had a lot more on the roll, but that was a big piece to cover that whole section. So I have some bunch of like smaller pieces, but not a whole piece that I need to do that. And I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with the bottom. Of course, the bottom is gonna get wrapped some way, somehow. I'm still trying to decide on what route I'm gonna take as far as wrapping that. That's why I wanted to do it in 3 pieces, so it was easier on me to wrap the individual pieces. And that bottom is gonna be hard, but I'm gonna try to figure something out. Once I get that figured out though, of course, I'll make another video and show you guys. I got a mess in here. I'm gonna clean up a little bit before I go. It's Memorial Day weekend, so I hope everybody is safe. You know, if you out and about, man, just be careful. It's a lot of stuff goes on these holidays, man, and just take care of your kids, your family, all of that stuff, man, and be safe out there, because you don't never know, man. We ain't promised tomorrow, especially on holidays like this. A lot of people get out there drinking and driving. It might not even be you. It could be the next person in line that might hit you or something. So everybody have a good holiday. Be safe, man. I appreciate all the love and support and everybody who watches my videos and been following me. And I'll keep these videos coming. Thank you.